Ended up making Worlds with Dhokla. Teams don't want the drama. Huh. Yeah, I started playing MF because of the buff. Exactly. He pushed out daily content while at Worlds that reaches crazy numbers abroad while being a crazy good personality for the team in season. Then the offseason rolls in and he's likely without a team. I would think he's a gift in all metrics you'd want from a North American player. Disappointing. Yeah, I mean, Dhokla's my friend, so I'm going to give him a fair assessment as a player. I think he's an overall positive influence on a team. He's a veteran that brings veteran presence. And ideally, like, I don't know this because I've never played with him and I've never listened to his comms, but ideally he's a veteran that brings good communication and flow to the game. For me, the biggest problem with that is that he's top. It really sucks, but if he was playing jungle mid or support, probably not AD carry, but if he's playing jungle mid or support, that quality of being a veteran would be way more of a positive than top. And, you know, that's for a million reasons. Just the nature of top being really isolated. It just sucks that he's a top laner and there's nothing that he can do about that. But if you're looking for a veteran, you're going to go with Core. You're going to go with Huhi, Blabber, Vulcan. You're going to go with, you know, whatever. If Pobe was still playing, you know, that presence matters way more somewhere else on the map. Also, I think that the whole idea of making content that reaches numbers, it's kind of useless. I think in NA, like, the numbers don't really equate to sponsorship value for the teams as much as it did before. So like back in the day, like back in like season 5, 6, 7 and stuff, when like CLG, TSM and C9 and everyone was making videos that were reaching like 500K views, a million views and stuff, and the sponsors were interested, that stuff really mattered because you could go to HyperX and be like, look at this, we have like videos that hit like 500K, 600K views, and you could sponsor our house tour. And then, you know, look what happens, right? Like TSM, we did a house tour, 1.3 million views. And HyperX is really happy. But I think these days, there's not really anybody that interested in sponsoring the teams to begin with, and then you're just fighting over pennies, you know? Like Dhokla might have hit like 5 or 10,000 views, which is nice, but that doesn't really equate to like value anymore because the number is so small. If Dhokla was pulling 200K views, that would be different. Yeah, no one watches the content, they just want the games. Yeah, there's a lot to it, but yeah, so I'm trying to break it down. Like, what does he bring? He's a good player. He's a solid top laner. I think that it also does him a little dirty that his style is not really a hard carry top. He is more of a tank top player, and I think Impact is also going to have a hard time finding a team right now, like at least a good contract, because if you are just a role player top, that is seen as a weakness right now. That's seen as a huge weakness. Carry tops are more and more becoming it. And playing, you know, like being good on tanks is more seen as a crutch than a blessing. Where, you know, back in season 7 and 8, remember when I played with like Impact and Haunter and they were like really, really fucking good at tanks, and that was actually like a huge defining characteristic of their play. That was a huge plus. Like the fact that they were so fucking good at playing frontline was like a massive W for them. So yeah, I feel bad, just the landscape of it. Like it just feels wrong, but I guess I can understand how it happened. And yeah, I mean, I actually think what's going to happen is I think like Dhokla's gonna find a team halfway through the year again. His Worlds content was pretty big with international fans. It is, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make his team any money. Like 100 Thieves, like that's really fucking cool. That's really, I do think that it was really good for his brand, but do you guys think that 100 Thieves made any money whatsoever off of Dhokla making those funny Twitter videos? I think it's a big plus, and for some people, they want that as part of their team for sure, but it's not like it like equates to value for his contract or for his like spot on a team. It's just like a feels good, slightly positive thing, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, that's the way I think about it, and I do think it's a shame. I think there's a bunch of top laners that I'm really sus on. I'm really sus on these people. Not gonna say who, but you know, there's only 8 spots, but some of them are being taken by like, I'm just eyeballing it like, I'm not sure about this guy. So we'll see. We'll see. Especially the rookies have a lot to prove, like Zamudo. And then we have Morgan from LCK. So, you know, we'll see how these people end up performing.